Well, good morning. It's a nice, brisk Sunday morning here, and we're down to about 16 degrees, I think, 17 degrees. When we walked this morning, it was about 14. So, anyway, let's go through this stuff. I haven't really gone through it. I have looked at this first item, which is under Atlas Shapers. We have a shop-made quarter-inch bit small metal shaper tool holder like a Armstrong 39 Atlas Logan, $59.99 and $10.60 shipping. Now, this is kind of interesting because it has and it gives no more description than that. Let's just look at the big pictures. This is a relatively well-made tool holder, it looks like. I actually think I recognize the gentleman's name that's stamped into the recess on this side of the tool holder. This is kind of a unique tool holder in the fact that it's not realistically going to give you a vertical cut. I mean, this is a one position setup, it looks like, and you can tilt your clapper box a little bit, so you could potentially cut dovetails and things off the side of this, but realistically this is for cutting on the side of vertical surfaces, and I think it's going to have very limited access. You're going to have to tilt your clapper box to get to get clearance for the clapper box and any of the associated machines, but it's kind of a neat little tool, and it's something that you can copy in your shop. I see it having very limited applications, in the shop, but as a shop project or something like that, it's an interesting little design, and like I say, it looks to be pretty well made. It gives the dimensions here, and if you want, you can go back and look at it with the pictures. There's a rule alongside of these. It's a little bit large by comparison to a actual shaper tool holder. Yeah, see, we're a little over an inch, where I think we're about 7/8 of an inch. It looks to be about a quarter inch taller than a standard shaper tool holder to fit the Atlas. And I don't know that it gave width here on it, but it's an interesting little item. That 1.5 inch, by the time you add a screw, is about 2 inches. It's just about 1.5 inches for the standard Atlas shaper tool holder with all the fittings and everything. So that may not be true. Let's see, overall height. Yeah, it's almost 2 inches if you include the screw and the stud that locks it in place. So height-wise, it's comparable to the Atlas, and it's been crashed a couple of times. You see some rolled edges. In the previous pictures, you can see some scarf marks on it. But interesting little tool holder. Am I going to spend $60 on it, $70 in the door? Probably not. It's a little bit high price for the applications that it's going to have in our uses. And under shapers, there's absolutely nothing else that's new. There's the same old crap. That's the first item underneath that is the fool trying to sell the shaper bases. So I think this is I got 2 available. This is the seller that's continuing to smoke his dope, or he hasn't bothered to go back and look at his listing since he smoked the dope and listed this last one. So anyway, let's move right along and go to mills. Yeah, somebody's got a double open-end wrench, 1/2, 9/16. So you want $10 and $4 shipping for the. Oh, now here's one. Oh, we may see a few interesting things here. Atlas horizontal milling machine arbor cutter guard, part number M122 replacement, pre-owned, $99, 0 bids, and $17.05 shipping. This is the one I'm been working on. As an update on this, I haven't posted any more video of that. I've actually cast, I think the last update I gave you, I'd cast my second one of these and was still making improvements. I've cast 4 of these, and we're still tweaking a little bit. We've got it about where we want it to be. I'm adjusting my gating a little bit on these, so that's still one that I'm working on. I just haven't bothered to post any videos of it. So this is a seller that's been around. I don't know, maybe we've looked at this before, but bidding starting at $99, and $17 shipping. If it went for that $100 and $17 shipping, that would be a fair price for a used guard. So we may very well have looked at this before. We can quickly look at the big pictures again. So I'd have to go back and look at past videos to see if this is the same one been relisted again, which it probably has. You know, I mean, it's going to be a good replacement. You can't really hurt these. I mean, what they are is what they are, as long as they're not busted and completely rusted to crap. So yeah, I think we've looked at this. I remember some of this redness down underneath. So good replacement guard. Like I say, I think for $100 it'd be a good buy. You know, you get much beyond 150 bucks, and you're spending a lot of money for a used casting. You know, although replacements are probably going to go for more than that. So this may be a good buy in today's market. So cross slide casting, yeah, we've looked at these. These are all, yeah, we've already looked at these. There's nothing new listed here. So let's move right on to lathes and see what we see here. Okay, vintage Atlas lathe compound rest assembly and vise parts. This is not what it's listed as. This is the milling attachment. Doesn't tell us what size it is. Is this a 6 or a 10? Seller that's been around. $14 shipping. Yeah, old estate sale purchased. Does not tell us what size it is, so let's see if there's any indication. Here later on, let's just look at the big pictures. This is probably going to be a good buy. It's been around the block, but either for a 6 or 10 inch, if you can identify what it is, this is going to be a fair price. If somebody were to jump on this, you know, you can see the chatter marks along here. This has been around and beat around a bit. You know, these are not the original machine marks on the new thing. This has been used enough to where it's been set up with that, and that's actually chatter on it as you're trying to cut with it. From looking at that hand wheel, I would say this is for a 6 inch, but I'm not sure. There's going to be a number someplace to give us an indication of what this actually fits, I would think. This is back to the quality of Atlas castings. You know, you look at the porosity here in this area and stuff. These were not exceptionally good castings. You know, I said before, some guys will tell you that they had great castings, and they did have good quality cast iron, but the castings were not exceptionally well done sometimes. Been repainted, obviously. You know, you see the extra paint here on the scales and stuff, and it's been chipped off, but looks to be complete. So, oh, this is for a 10 inch, I believe. That looks like a 10. Yeah, 10502. Excuse me. I don't have the exact casting numbers in front of me to tell me which it is, but that 10 will usually indicate this was for a 10 inch. So this will fit a 10 or a 12 inch. Yeah, you know, for this money, I think this is not too far out of line in today's market. It has been used and abused like everything else that we look at. It's got one of the jaws. You know, there would have been a second jaw of the replacements that, like I built for it. Otherwise, looks to be a complete assembly. So that one won't last long. Yeah, there we've got a scale against it. This one won't last long, but I'm going to say that this is a relatively fair buy here. For your $229 and $14 shipping, 250 bucks, and that's about what these are worth. You know, that's about what all of them should go for. So we're not. Doesn't look like I'm going to have to get worked up at all today over the stupid stuff that people are doing. Here's somebody will come up with something. And here we are as we start in now. New listing, Atlas Craftsman 9-5, 9-5 metal lathe tailstock, 9-inch T88 pre-owned, 300 bucks. Nope, this is one of the earlier 9-inch tailstocks and 1705 shipping. This is one of the earlier 9-inch tailstocks. I think they may have used these a little bit on the 10-inch too, depending on as they were transitioning over. This is from one of our rip-off sellers. 1705 shipping. Let's see what lies he's telling us here. Nothing. Atlas Craftsman 9-5, 9-5 metal lathe tailstock, 9-inch T88. He's trying to sell it for, and we're just going to look at the big pictures, trying to sell it for collector's prices. Of course, he thinks everything he sells is collector's prices, I believe. Just from looking at this first picture, that lockdown handle's all rusted to crap. That's not the original handle on the hand wheel. This is a rusted up piece of crap is what this is. Yeah, this is junk. This has sat around on a shelf or in the bottom of the lake for the last 20 years. And, you know, it's worth 75 bucks. It's worth 75 bucks. Certainly not worth 300. Yeah, this is a fine piece of junk here. Yeah, at some point it stuck and wouldn't release, so we've hit it here with a hammer a few times to get the tailstock around to release, or the hand wheel to release. Now, junk, 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 junk. 75 bucks. Right below it. Same seller. Casting kit. Craftsman Atlas 10-inch lathe steady rest, 10-326 T87. Those T numbers must be his inventory numbers, I'm assuming. Now this says brand new, unused, unopened, undamaged, and casting kit Atlas Craftsman lathe. Oh, so this was a cool find in the last of my casting kits. I don't think there's many of these left in the world. These came from the Kalamazoo factory when it closed down years ago. It is set in open air in storage. This is a cast-in kit that goes to an Atlas 10-inch lathe. Let's look at this and see what this piece of shit is. And these do appear to be just a kit. You know, these were the raw castings. We've got a bottom, we've got a top, and we've got a hold-down clamp. Yeah, these were as cast, and none of the machining's been done. So this would be a interesting project. And it's the last of these rare kits that he has. Unfortunately. And these appeared from someplace. I mean, who knows where. They probably were from the factory. Now, why? I've never seen them offered as a kit. So these were, you know, I don't know the history of these or anything. Would be an interesting project. You always bought a kit because it was a much less expensive alternative to buying a completed project. So why in hell would it be worth 400 bucks? It should be worth 75 bucks. You got 3 castings, 75, maybe 100 bucks, you know, and 20 bucks to ship them. So, and he wants what, 400 for it? Yep, dope smoker. Don't think so. Hopefully nobody's stupid enough to jump on that. And as we go around, oh, okay, well, there's nothing, I don't think there's anything else we're really interested in looking at here, but right on down's a new listing. Atlas Craftsman 10-inch lathe steady rest, 10-326 with bed clamp, pre-owned. They want 80 bucks. One bid, 80 bucks and $14.50 shipping. So, yeah, seller I don't really recognize as being playing in the machine tool world here, but so let's see what makes a kit, raw kit, that you're going to spend 30-40 hours finishing out. so much better than spending, you know, and this is on a bid, but what makes that so much better than spending 150 bucks on a complete one ready to use? And on the kit, you still got to buy the jaws, you've got to buy the screws, buy and build, all the hold down clamps, all the good crap that goes with it. You're going to have 500 bucks in materials in a kit, or you can buy a complete steady rest here. Probably, yeah, this will probably go for 150, 175 bucks, which should be worth, you know, 125, 150 bucks is all they're worth. But so once again, stupidity is running rampant here. And there's a little bit of new listings here on stuff, some parts. You know, I don't see anything really here worth having. 10 12-inch metal lathe counter shaft, rocker shaft, rocker linkage, 10 bucks buy it now, $6.85 shipping. Now see, there's a reasonable buy, and this is from, we'll quickly look at this just so we can see who the seller is. Now see, this is a seller that sometimes does okay on stuff like this, and other times is just way out of sight. Anyway, I won't go beyond just that main picture, but you know, this junk's here, but prices are that price is reasonable. You know, I don't have a problem with that at all. And then we're back down into the lantern tool posts. I think are worth 75 bucks. Yeah, bunch of junk, junk. Okay, so maybe this really can be short. Let's look at, let's go back. I'm not so much interested in looking at lathes. Let's go back and look at shapers. And let's expand our search just a little bit. Oh, have we driven all these fools out of the Fleabay market? And we're back down into a bunch of parts that we've already looked at. Now here's this same, and I won't go in and look at this. We've looked at this shaper before. This is the one, I believe, with no guards on it that we saw quite a while back, that was sitting in the back of a pickup with a milling machine that I said was probably either an estate or a yard sale find someplace locally, and says was $24.99.99. Now it's 10% off for $22.49.99. Still not worth that. So anyway, I don't see anything under shapers. Let's use that same search and look at milling machines. I did see, I'm seeing the same stuff we've already looked at. I did see, it was on my watch list, there was the milling machine with the vertical head that we talked about here a week or two ago, and it was a vertical head that had the Marvin head, that actually had the original Marvin head guard with it. I see it sold for $2,000 now. Whether I think it was a buy it now at that. You know, I feel that was a little bit high. The thing that made that even close to being worth that is it did have the Marvin head and it had the original guard on it. And you very rarely see those guards if you do see the Marvin head. So you've seen a couple pop up here lately that have had a Marvin head on them. But normally you don't find that guard on them. Now there is a bunch of parts here. If I expand this category out, and I'm just randomly going through these here a little bit. Yeah, this is from our normal rip-off seller. He's got, like, here's an Atlas horizontal milling machine MF28 gear guard side cover assembly. He wants $290 and another $23 to ship it. I'm not going to read the description. We'll just look at these pictures very quickly. This guard, and it's got the hand wheel. It's got the rotating speed assembly. This thing's worth 75 bucks. Why would you need, there's no window on this assembly for your speed charts. This is junk. This is worth 75 bucks. You know, this is one of these sellers that, you know, so far off. Now we're seeing an awful lot of these guards, and I'll just say from the inside, we're seeing a clip here. You're seeing an awful lot of these guards that have got a couple of screws just holding them closed. Every one that I have seen started out life had these clips on them. So I don't know exactly what the deal is. If they've just lost the clips, they wouldn't stay closed, so they've put a, you know, screwed them on solid. I don't know what the deal is there. I may have to go back and research that a little bit. But anyway, that $75 guard, that's all these things are worth. You know, this guy's out of touch. Most of these people are out of touch. So yeah, there's a whole bunch of junk here. 3D printed parts. Atlas horizontal milling machine, MF table, power feed mechanism with a change-o-matic. Now this does have the gearbox and everything. You know, it's $1,099 and $78.99 shipping. This is another one of our smoke dope or dope smoking sellers here. I guess we can look at the pictures of this. What's you know, you get something so high priced, they've got to have some stupid thing here to explain why they're getting that. Everything you need to convert your Atlas manual feed machine to a power feed machine. You don't see very many manual feed machines. So includes the change-o-matic gears, back gears, gearbox, and the gear that fits on the table lead screw. No broken gears or castings. Yeah, please refer to the Atlas parts list to ensure all parts will fit your machine. Missing the window for the change-o-matic. One of the original U-joints and shaft were missing. I have fabricated new parts but have not tested them on the machine. The pins need to be cut to size. Some parts may require some hand fitting rework. This will be a small project, and it's listed as is for parts. Well, if it's listed as is for parts, it does have, let's look at the big pictures, it does have the gearbox. So you're buying a gearbox. The rest of the stuff is stuff that realistically you don't need. The gearbox is the only thing that is ever damaged or screwed up. So, and it should be worth, in used condition like that, should be worth, let's be generous and say $250 for a used one, because who knows what condition the gears and stuff are in on it. So to think that this thing is worth $1,100, no. Nope. Nope, 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 nope. Yeah, the gearbox is the only thing here that's worth having. See, I would like a big picture of, yeah, there's nothing here worth having. It's worth $250 for everything. $250. You should be able to buy a complete mill for that. That's what a complete mill is worth, is $1,000, $1,200. Dope smokers. So, anyway, that's all we see. You know, we've looked at a lot of this other stuff before. MF milling machine knee, $399. Nope, it's a casting. It does have the hand wheels and stuff. It's worth $125. Same way. MF milling machine head, spindle back gear eccentrics. Complete assembled head, $200. $150 in shipping. Yeah, they want $81 shipping for that. Yeah, we're wasting our time here. See, here's a table from, I think, one of the same sellers. $250 buy it now, $22.45 shipping. Table's worth $150. Anyway, I'm not going to waste our time here. This is foolish to look at this on harp on stuff that we've already looked at. Anyway, hopefully you find this interesting, somewhat useful in your exploration for parts and machines and research for them. Hopefully y'all have a good week. Have a happy and safe Thanksgiving. And as always, guys, thanks for taking the time to watch.